Welcome back, regular viewers. I hope everybody's having a great week. We are here at the regular shop. I don't know who's we. I'm by myself right now. But this week we're going to talk about swing away jig heads, which this is not. Neither are these, and neither is that. But these are the things that we're going to use to make our own. What a swing jig head is it's a standard worm hook like this with a jig head that is not attached, and it can freely swing like that. So this little tail section can swing all over the place. If you're running soft plastic on the back like that, or a paddle tail, it has more of ability to move around. So this is a reduce, reuse, recycle, remelt, relax while you go fishing situation here. This is a mold that I made years ago out of these lures, and it worked pretty well. But again, I like making more of my own stuff now, so let's recycle this mold. So I'm using this head right here. This is a 1/4 ounce jig head. And as you can see, this is we're going to make this to be about a 1/4 ounce jig head as well. Riveting plastic trimming action, right? Okay, that might be a little more than a 1/4 ounce, but we will live. It's going to be however much that weighs. And we'll make 2 of them because I'm feeling saucy. See how that looks. These have a lot of nice detail on. The reason I'm using that, so they got a little gill pattern, a little bit of eyes on there, and it's just going to save us trying to carve it ourselves, which you could certainly mold or carve one all on your lonesome if you wished. And that doesn't look like that, of course. Okay, just the little head there. Got the gills off. I think that's good. Again, this is a 1/4 ounce jig head, so we're hoping to get something about the same size. This is thicker, of course, so it may be a little bit more than a 1/4 ounce, but it is going to be a little shorter because it's got that whole tail section there. So round about a 1/4 ounce is what we're going for. We'll put this in the reduce, reuse, remelt, relax when we go fishing piles. And I might hold on to these. Those are good wedge tails. I might use those for something. Who knows? Maybe I should make the mold of those for the back of this. Weird. It's evolving right in front of my face. Okay, so I need to make a wire pin bender because what I'm going to need to do is bend this wire so that it protrudes around the front and the back. And so that it's going to be a through wire for this mold so that we have a tie-on point and a point to hook it to the hook. To hook it to the hook. Sounds right. Apparently my youngest regular system is having some fun here. I think I like that piece the best. Okay. Pin there. And a pin there. Here a pin, there a pin. Everywhere a pin, pin. Thank you to our friend All. Everybody say hi, All.
Hi, all.
Okay, so the video, a couple videos ago, I made some spoons out of a hole punch, and I saved the spring because why throw it away? And with that, I made my pins for these holes right here. For this mission, I'll use my favorite hammer. Almost got my second favorite hammer out. Oh, that didn't work. Turns out my fingers are too big for this job. Open up the top of the hole a little bit better. See if that works for us. Don't use a nail or anything like that. You know, just go ahead and make your own more difficult junk. I'll put a 3rd pin in there, and a 4th pin in there, rather. Move that. Okay, guess that wasn't tight in the chuck. Rookie mistake. I may have lost the key for that tiny chuck, but that's not important right now. Okay, that's why you wear eye protection, because that's gone forever. By the way, if you didn't see the video that we made, the spoons out of the Dollar Tree hole punch, I'll put a link in the description below for that. Alright, I think we've got a jig. Well, a jig to make jigs for the jigs. Does that make sense? No, probably not. Just making this up as I go here. That seems way too big for what we're trying to accomplish here. No, I don't like that. Got to come up with something else. Okay, regular viewers, we're back, and the regular assistant is yawning. Okay, so anyway, as you can see, we went through just a few iterations and variations with these few simple tools. Maybe a few more tools over here, and we got these guys, which didn't work, but then we kind of came up with these little bow ties here, and I'm going to show you how I did that with the little pegboard that I made up. So this piece here is going to sit, well, if you picture that in there, that wire is going to be inside this little fish head, okay? Like so. Pretend that's in there. All right, so, but we need to be able to make them up so that they're relatively the same size so that they all fit in our mold, in our two-piece plaster mold when we make that. So, join me over here at the regular vise and I'll show you how we did it. All right, now for the next step, we need to install some of these bits in here so that they're going to stick out the right length. So let's cut this in twain, like so. Keeping you awake there? The regular assistant is yawning like crazy. Right in the middle here and perpendicular to the bait, we're going to squish that dog in. Okay. And then samesies on the other side. Again, this is creating a mold master. Now let's take one of our bow ties here and make sure that these are to proper length. Yep. Okay. That's that. And we got to do it one more time here. Just adjusting these so I can get them to go slide in. Speaking of adjustments, young man, can you adjust that fan to face over this way? It's pretty toasty in the regular shop today. 91.
91.
But extremely humid out, too. Don't forget that part.
Hot and humid.
Why can't I separate this out?
You're yawning like crazy.
There we go. That looks more like what we need. Okay, second verse, same as the first, a little bit louder and a lot bit worse. Oh, that's not square. Right there. Okay. Again, let's measure our distances. This one is a little shy. Pull the front one out just a skosh. All right, that's good. Now we need to lock them in place with a little bit of UV resin. What's going on over here, guys? Sounds like breaking dishes and all sorts of fun stuff.
What? No. There's no dishes out here.
It's pretty loud. Okay. That's how you know the UV resin works, when you make it stick your finger, and then you peel it right off. Look at that. That didn't even work. Let's try that again. And now with exciting UV action. Batteries sold separately. What? Your dad was making a terrible 80s cartoon or commercial joke.
No. No, it was great.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't great. It was a terrible dad joke. Okay. Now to lock it in place, we'll do the same to the other one. And give this a nice coating of UV resin so it's nice and solid. And then we'll be right back to make the mold. Okay, we're back from the UV chamber. These guys are all ready to go. I know I only have two of them, and that's because that's all I have. So anyway, that was insightful. We're going to make our Made in America mold here. This does appear to be a really big and long mold for two little tiny bits, but that's because I want to have a handle on it so I can keep my paws away from the lead pot. Free safety tip for you there. But let's get going with making our mold, and we're going to use our friend on this channel. You know him, you love him. Big round of applause for DAP, Plaster of Paris. I meant to do it like this, but I failed. Call that mixed enough. Okay, the plaster is almost set up. We're just going to use this little brush here to just pop the rest of the bubbles, make sure that they are good to go away, it to go away. That's what we want the bubbles to do. But I'm going to place these guys in here. Look at that one. Just popped right up. Not even, oh, there it goes. Thank you. Okay. Anyway, back to where we were. I'm going to place these guys in here right about there. We'll put one. And clean your thumb off, guy. And right about here, we'll put the other one. Now, I'm not going to put a sprue in. I have an idea this time. I'm going to just do a drilled in sprue. I'm going to use my, again, I have a step drill. I'm not afraid to use it. Where's the little skinny one? I got this little skinny step drill. I'm going to throw it at my mold for no reason. I'm going to use that to drill down to where the sprue is. And over here again, this is the handle side of the mold so that I don't burn my little, precious little pinkies off. So thank you for your concern, by the way. Okay, locators. 1, 2, 3. Pretty basic mold we're making here. And we'll come back when that's set up. That was the wrong rag. Don't tell anybody. All right, regular viewers. Our mold has dried. And I can't remember if I talked about this or not, but I forgot to put the hooks in the mold. What a rookie mistake. So we're going to have to kind of backtrack here and put hooks in the mold right now. So we are going to figure where they're going to go to be in the mold, and we're going to have to kind of carve them in. So this is an exciting process in how to unmess up your mess ups. So seeing as this is the hook we're going to use, we're going to hold it hopefully right there. So these hooks will be sticking out of this mold, but that'll be okay. Not going to matter. Ask me, why'd you do that?
Okay, why did you do that?
So we can fix it. That was deep, huh?
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Just kidding. Okay. Let's put that hook there. Okay. So for the next portion here, we're going to do some carving in our mold with tools that I thought I had readily available. We're going to try our little cutoff wheel, and we're going to cut a channel like this. Pretend there's sound effects. I don't know how well that's going to work. I've never done it like that before. I've always used my trusty friend All to kind of carve out the channel here, but we're going to try that. We're going to don our face masks, safety glasses, and ear protection. Not necessarily in that order, okay? That was relatively painless, despite our best efforts. Hey, young man, can you not dump all your worldly goods here on the workbench?
Okay.
Whilst we're in the middle of working?
Nice medieval tone.
It's a medieval tone. I did say whilst. Alright, I pressed them together like that, and I got that mark right there. And that tells us where we need to carve out on this side to leave an impression for that side of the hook eye. Like so. Alright, perfecto! Clean up these channels so that we get this jog right here. So that hook can lay down in it.
Pulling the dust out of
I got an idea.
Idea.
Could be dangerous. Look out. Stand back. Oh,
Beautiful.
that didn't seem half bad. Hope that piece wasn't important. All right, let's put that dog in there. Because luckily these hooks are relatively all symmetrical.
That
So
that hook is not a dog. The regulator will now show a picture of dog right here. That's a dog.
No, that's a hook. We just went over this.
No, I meant the picture that she just showed.
What picture?
The picture of the dog.
Who?
Who's on first?
Okay. Put that. Pressing it in, making that mark again. Okay, now that is clamped together nicely. So let's lay this hook in here and this hook in here. And let's see. There you go, young man. Look at that. So now, we've got a nice seam right there. It's clamped together well, lining up well, so we can fit our hooks in. Now, the all-important question. How are you going to put a sprue in it? Thanks for asking. I appreciate that. We're going to draw a line straight down to there and to there. And then when we get to here, we're going to do that, and we're going to do that. Okay? And, as I've said in the past, I have a step drill, and I'm not afraid to use it.
Step drill, the American dream. Which I'm not sure whether that was a joke.
Okay. So we're going to step that drill right to there. So we're going to mark our step drill, hopefully.
The good thing about a step drill is that you can mark it.
The good thing is I'm using white paint to mark it when I'm going to be drilling into something white.
All you gotta do is just count the steps up.
Could count the steps up from the mouths of babes. Look at that.
And then try to use your memory to remember it.
Try to use my memory, huh?
Okay, maybe just use your memory. Then is that better?
Okay. One clamp. Put these guys over here before they go flying off into my hands and face and whatnots. Where's your safety glasses, young man?
Ah! How did I do that? How did I do that?
Oh, you can feel it sink in, so that's when you know when to stop. It's like little miniature ice fishing. That's a good-looking sprue. How do you do there, huh?
How do you do, Mr.
What do you think
Sprue?
of that? And if I was a professional, I would have turned on the lead pot. But why start now? All right, our lead pot is hot. It's over there, not there. But I was able to simplify this whole process here. I was making these eyelets like way too complicated before, and I was just able to kind of bend them like that because the lead will tie them in, right? I hope. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna live the lie and say the lead will tie them in. Okay, and we'll see what we get as a result. If you're making a lead mold out of plaster of Paris, you need to ensure that it is extremely dry. There is no room for having this wet when you're pouring molten lead into it because it'll spit and bubble and explode all over you and your house and accoutrements. You can lose your skin and your vision and general sense of a good time. So we're ready to go. We're going to reposition over there and let the fireworks begin. Okay. First attempt here. Okay, nothing exploded, nothing's on fire. Not a great amount of smoke. That's a win so far.
Yay!
We've got a jig head. It's got eyes. It's got two eyes. It's swinging. And it has a big old thing on the top, which is probably still hot, so we'll let that sit for a minute. Can we get two of them out without damaging the mold?
Is it swinging jig heads? Is that what it is?
That is what it is.
Oh.
Welcome to the project.
I didn't know. I thought you were just making jig heads.
Aha!
Swinging jig heads.
Eyes on both sides, and they swing. Cool. Or hot, because it's lead.
Yeah. Yeah, it just came out of the lead pot.
I'm just going to show you the quick modified, simplified, betterfied version of this. So it's hard to do with the camera right there, but I don't think you can see what's going on there. But anyway, there it is. Push it around like that with the lineman's pliers, and then we'll go clip off the excess. Zap-a-dap-a-doo, that's it. I use this to just crimp it down just a skosh more. But because of those pegs, it's the right length. We've got our little crimp made, and we're just going to cut off the excess here. And then that guy fits right in there. Well, I can't let go because it'll fall out, but zap-a-dap-a-do. All right? Okay. A little bit of flashing on this one, but we can trim that right off. This one looks great. Load it up again. Okay, we'll do some cleaning on this. We'll start with the worst looking one.
And then we'll make it into the best looking one.
Hopefully. Save the pieces. You can remelt that lead. No sense wasting it. I was pointing out to the regular assistant, if you had a second set of hands and another set of pliers, you could take a little hook, a little wire loop like such, and dip it down in there when it was molten, and then you'd have yourself a nice little, bottom weight right there that was quick, dirty, and cheap as well. Thank you. Perfect. Perfect timing. Just what a boy always wanted. Okay, so you get the picture. That's cleaned up. I'm going to work this around a little bit. A little bit of lead got in the rear section of the eye, but now I think that hook's swinging around pretty good. And that is embedded in the lead there, so that's not going anywhere either. I'm going to glue an eye on there. We'll paint them up and glue an eye on there, and then zap-a-dap-a-do. I think we'll have a lure. This one's hot. Stop it. Okay, there we go.
It was molten lead.
Just moments ago, yes. I bet you these dogs would work way better.
Stop saying dogs.
It's my show. I'll say dogs. Okay, see that? Beautiful. Yeah, I mean that's a pretty nice bottom weight right there. It's probably about a half ounce too. Okay, making sure the eye is nice and cleaned out.
So you said how you can turn stuff into like that you could stick it if you were quick. You could stick an eye into that molten lead in the mold.
Yeah.
And make a bottom weight.
I remember saying that.
So we can make those sprues into bottom weights.
That's what I just said, silly goose.
By using a small drilling. By using the smallest drill from a drill index.
Mm-hmm. And gluing it in. But you don't even have to do that.
Or
because
UV resin it in.
Yeah, we don't have to do that because we already got molten lead. It's like UV resin for the stars. Okay. Swinging head. Ramo Slammo. I'm going to wash your hands very thoroughly after you play this game.
Or you do it for that case.
Low speed lead poisoning. Okay, I'm going to clean these up, but that's the basic gist right there. Swinging jig heads. Look at them swing. Hither and thither.
They're
all right?
swinging and swinging and swinging and swinging.
Just the way we wanted. All right. We'll deposit this back in the lead, clean these up a little bit, get them prepped for paint, and we'll be back. Okay, we've got our lure painting clothesline up, and we're going to be just sealing them with Rust-Oleum, 2 times the Ultra Cover. So, and we got 25% more, which was a bonus, so you can always feel good about that. All right, regular viewers. So we've reached the painting stage of the game here. Our little jig heads have dried, and I got them in the stand here to paint them up. The colors I'm going to try to go for are, these are some store-bought paddle tail things that we use. You recognize this one from the beginning of the video where I cut his face off to make this jig head. So, but these are some store-bought ones that we've used in the past, and I kind of like the color, so I'm going to try to make our jig heads match them.
Ooh, they're beautiful. They're beautiful. Let's put that away.
All right. You want to tell them our first color? Show them our first color.
Our first color is pearlized gold.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, we added some transparent green to the gold color in the airbrush. Alright, so I made up some brown here.
Where's the color?
And we're going to try to put a little scale right on the back of it here.
Oh boy.
Okay, that might have been a little too much. We'll see here in a second.
Ooh, that looks good.
Well, not terrible.
But the bass won't notice, just as you always say.
Well, hopefully the bass notice that there's a lure there.
But they won't notice that if there's too much.
Well, we can see the color transition. So we got gold to green with this brown on the top of it. I think we're asking a lot of my skill level in that little head right there. So that one we will call done. Okay, number 2. Okay, scale pattern on the blue jig heads. Not too bad. I think we achieved what we're looking for with these regular results. Okay, this one, I picked up some of this from Walmart, and this is Silver Agent and hologram, but it's acrylic paint. It's not like I can spray this through my gun because it's got a whole bunch of sparkles in it. So I'm going to try painting this one by hand and see what I get. What kind of mess we can make with this. I wonder if it's going to come out looking like that at all. We'll see. Don't get your hopes up. Okay, this one is says it's hologram. We will see. Not holding my breath again. Doesn't look very hologram-esque. It's got some sparkles in it, but I guess that's it. Maybe it'll look better when it dries. All right, I'm going to try to add a little bit of flair to this otherwise pretty plain-looking one.
Where did you get that cool brush?
From the Cool Brush Factory. There we go. Put a little bit of red on the back of the what's supposed to be sort of gill plate. So this one I want the base to be silver. This works way better for me to do the whole thing with this rather than a silver airbrush deal. This will be just quicker for what we're trying to do, and then we'll finish it out with the airbrush. All right, while I apply the heat gun, you can see how nice that metallic color looks. I don't have the ability to spray that out of a airbrush. If you know of a metallic that you can spray out of an airbrush like that, please let me know down in the comments. Okay, so for this one we've got a combination of whatever color that is.
Fuchsia.
You said it's the future?
Fuchsia.
Fuchsia, oh sorry, and pearlized blue here.
Make this.
To make this color here, so.
To make this color. I wish I could spray paint, but I'm going to do that sometime.
You'll get there. Okay, spray the future. Fuchsia, sorry. Okay, I think that one came out pretty nice.
Ooh, beautiful. Let's go hang it up on our regular drying rack.
All right. Okay.
Yay.
Last one. All right. Check out. You can see the scales on there pretty well. All right. I like it. I like it a lot. Some airbrush training here with the youngest regular assistant. Hold it back a little further.
Are we on the air?
Yep. Good job.
Yay, but I was running out.
Okay, regular viewers, let's see what we got after the drying rack dried our jig heads here. I guess time probably, and other evaporation and sort of stuff probably did it, but that's not important. Anyway, here we go. So they look good. Now we just need to finish this process finally, and we got to put our eyes on it. There they are. And we're going to use some UV resin. There that is. A UV resin brush. And these dogs right here. We need super glue. That's the ticket. Super glue. I always like the gel control for this kind of stuff because it kind of hangs there in space and lets me take the time to figure out what it is I'm exactly doing. A little dab will do ya. Okay, now for my next trick, I'll get this off of the tweezers and in the eye socket. Holy smokes. Wowzers. Okay, well that was extreme, but that's kind of what that guy is going to look like there with a nice clear coat though. And these are 5mm eyes I'm using. Big old thunderstorm just came in. Why'd you touch it, regular guy? That was ignorant and not funny. Okay. Alright, let those dry. And I won't subject you to the rest of this. It's going to look like that, just as unorganized and messy. And I got to close up the shop because a huge rainstorm just came in, which is a good thing. All right, so the eyes are on. That was a struggle for some reason. I don't know why it was so difficult, but it was. Oh, wow. What a mess. What do we do about that? Yeah, it's not gonna work. Well, this is about to be a giant waste of material. I wanted like just a little bit of that stuff in there. Like about that much. Before I make too much more of a mess, let me put that in the UV chamber. I'll show you my new adapted for this project. That's really loud. UV chamber. So I got those guys hanging down in there. I have it strapped to the side of my toolbox and taped. And yeah, it's working out for me. I thought I didn't have a UV chamber that I could hang these in, and I was wrong. So I'm just going to cover that up to keep the UV light where it needs to be, and we'll let those cook. All right, so we're back from the drying the UV chamber. There we go. And these got to get worked out a little bit. Of course, I got some UV resin down in there, but that will work out with time and tide, so no problem at all. But I think the results were pretty nice. This was made for this tail right here. I was trying to get a little bit of a color match thing going on here. I know it's not perfect, it's not excellent, it's not just the greatest, but we get the red from the red sparkles, we got the darker tarp up here, the brown, and the gold bottom. So, you know, hopefully some bass will appreciate the time and effort that we put into this little guy right here. So there we go, there's the finished product. Again, black and blue paddle tail, black and blue head there. And that's what's fun about doing these yourself is, you know, you can get colors and patterns that you could never get store-bought. I'm not saying that they don't make black and blue stuff, that's not what I'm saying, but you can personalize it to whatever you want. And most importantly for me is you don't have to spend the extra money on it. This one is going to have a bit of a twist to it. Unlike that, I was going to try and see what it looked like if we throw a jig skirt on there. Kind of a swinging head jig thing. And to measure out where I'm going to poke that in, you know, I lay the hook flat on the side of it there. And let me get that up over the nub a little bit more. There we go. And then that tells me where it needs to be so the hook will straighten out, or so the lure will straighten out once it's hooked. But there you go. Pretty nice. This one I forgot to try and manipulate at all. Okay. Try another jig on this one, jig skirt on this one rather. Goes right up over the swivelly part there. This is the tail that I used at the very beginning, if you recall, to make the head, to make the lead head here. So this is kind of like a completion of that lure. This is probably just a skosh short now that I'm looking at it for this application, but we'll make it work. Generally you want that hook a little further up in the body there, but it's not too bad. There we go. And there is your swing head jigs on paddle tails and whatnots, and a couple different varieties, different color patterns, different styles. And I'm gonna go, it kind of let up raining a little bit, so we'll try to make a couple casts with them, see if I can't catch anything for you guys. Other than that, if you have comments, questions, concerns, just leave them down in the comments section down there. If you'd like to send me an email of your projects, we would love to see them here at Regular Guy Lures. You stay regular, or you stay regular. Yeah, you stay regular.
Don't forget.
Hey, what are you kids doing?
You stay regular.